of articles about the two students who they referred to as possible suspects in Kendrick's case. The magazine protected the identity of the Bell boys by using pseudonyms, but did use accurate descriptions of the boys, including the fact that their father was an FBI agent, which made identifying them pretty easy. The next issue to talk about is the anonymous email received by authorities on the 19th of March 2014. Authorities launched an investigation into the email after it detailed an alleged confession by an ex-schoolmate of Kendrick's. The Lowndes County Assistant DA ordered that the communications company hand over their internet records. On the 20th of March 2014, the day after the email was received, it was concluded that the confession was a hoax. The false email implicated 4 people in Kendrick's death. The final and I think most important issue that we need to talk about are the autopsies. 3 were conducted in total, and Kendrick's body was exhumed twice. The first one, as I've already said, determined that Kendrick's death was accidental after he died of positional asphyxia when he got stuck inside the gym mat. But the Johnsons never agreed with this. When the mat was rolled up, it left a 14-inch hole in diameter in the center. With Kendrick's shoulders measuring 19 inches across, his parents maintained that his size versus the size of the mat alone was enough to debunk the police's theory. The other 2 autopsies also conflicted with the original determination, concluding that he died from non-accidental blunt force trauma after he suffered hemorrhaging on the right side of his neck. If we are to accept these conclusions, then Kendrick's case should not have been closed. It would be murder. It's non-accidental blunt force trauma. At the very least, his case should have remained open even as a cold case. However, many unfortunately accepted the initial autopsy and the idea that Kendrick's death was an accident, which meant that his case was closed. So let's now talk about the lawsuits and the other events that followed Kendrick's death. On the 29th of July 2014, the Johnson family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Lowndes County Board of Education. In the suit, the Johnson family claimed that the school board failed to investigate a 2009 incident involving an altercation on a school bus between Johnson and another student, Brian Bell. The attorney for the Lowndes County School District issued a statement denying the claim that a student on the wrestling team had motive to harm Kendrick. On the 15th of January 2015, Kendrick's parents filed a lawsuit accusing some of Kendrick's classmates of killing him. Altogether, 38 defendants were named in the suit. The lawsuit stated that 3 classmates, which included the 2 Bell brothers, attacked Kendrick. On the 28th of January 2015, 7 members of Kendrick's family were found guilty of obstruction following a trial during which it was alleged that they blocked people from entering the Lowndes County Judicial Complex during a protest on the 25th of April 2013. They received suspended 1-year sentences, which would not be activated provided none of them were arrested during the year following that trial. On the 6th of April 2015, members of Community Atlanta attended the Lowndes High School, demanding that the school hold a 4-minute silence in remembrance of Kendrick during their graduation ceremony. 5 individuals were arrested at the Lowndes Board of Education office and were charged with criminal trespassing. Subsequently, on the 23rd of May 2015, protesters attended the Lowndes High School graduation ceremony to show their support for Kendrick Johnson and his family. The family had made several requests to the school to have their son's memory honored during what would have been Kendrick's graduation ceremony, but the family said all their requests were denied. Let's just consider that for a moment. A student of the high school is found dead in, let's say, I think we can all agree, awful circumstances, tragic circumstances, on school grounds. All the parents of Kendrick wanted, and family and friends and activists, was that during what would have been his graduation ceremony, that he be remembered in some way. Whether that be, I think they asked for a 4-minute silence. That's all they wanted in his memory. Now, whether the school was scorned because of these lawsuits, I'm not sure why they said no. That's all I can put it down to, is that they were sort of bitter about the lawsuits that the Johnsons had filed. But in any event, could you not put that aside? These are grieving parents. Could you not put that aside so that their son can be remembered? He's not going to graduate. Sorry, I feel quite passionately about that point. On the 13th of August 2015, the attorney acting for the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office stated that the latest claim by the Johnsons was ridiculous. The Johnsons amended their complaint, suggesting that the Lowndes County Sheriff and others intentionally hid Kendrick's body in order to cover up his murder. On the 2nd of March 2016, Kendrick's parents withdrew their $100 million wrongful death lawsuit. This was the lawsuit they filed on the 15th of January 2015, where they accused the Bell brothers of being involved in Kendrick's death. The school board had also been named in that lawsuit. On the 20th of June 2016, the Department of Justice announced that there was insufficient evidence to support federal charges. To make matters worse, after the Johnsons' lawsuit was withdrawn, a judge ruled that the people named in the suit were entitled to have some of their attorneys' fees reimbursed. Talk about kicking someone while they're down. The Johnsons are incredible, though. They remained undeterred and filed another lawsuit between the 23rd of August and the 6th of February 2016, naming many of the same defendants as in the previous suit. A total of 41 defendants were named in the suit, which claimed that Kendrick had been murdered and his death covered up. When deciding whether the case could move forward, both sides were weighed up by the court, and unfortunately, on the 14th of June 2017, the decision was made to dismiss the Johnsons' suit after some deadlines weren't met. On the 11th of July 2017, the Johnsons filed a third lawsuit in the Superior Court of Bibb County. As I say, this family refused to give up. Once again, the defendants ranged from the Lowndes County officials to former classmates of Kendrick's. On the 10th of August 2017, Kendrick's parents and their counsel, C.B. King Jr., were ordered by Judge Richard Porter to pay $292,000 in attorney fees to the individuals they accused of killing their son and the individuals who they accused of covering the murder up. The judge accused the Johnsons and their attorney of fabricating evidence to support their claims. The appeal for the family not to have to pay nearly $30,000 in legal fees was denied on the 28th of March 2018. On the 5th of January 2018, an application was made by the family to have Kendrick's body exhumed for a second time. The application was granted, and Kendrick's body was exhumed on the 22nd of June 2018. About the second exhumation, Kenneth Johnson, Kendrick's father, said, quote, "We had to do it. I'd rather not have had to, but we got to do it because we're searching for the truth." The third autopsy confirmed for a second time that Kendrick died due to non-accidental blunt force trauma to his right neck and thorax. The family wanted the evidence to be presented in front of a jury. I think that's pretty much all they wanted. It was said that the evidence was overwhelming as to the death being less of an accident, as Kendrick's death certificate suggests, and more like a homicide. However, this has unfortunately not happened yet. In January 2020, someone set up a petition online requesting that Kendrick's case be reopened. The petition needed 1,500,000 signatures. I have linked this petition in the show notes if you'd like to sign it yourself. Your signature could make all the difference. At the time of this recording, the petition has 1,459,665 signatures. So it is extremely close to its target, and it's going up. The number is going up all the time. So please do consider signing it. This petition may be the catalyst needed to get justice for Kendrick. So please consider signing. And that is the end of today's Minisode. Thank you so much for joining me on this case, and please consider looking at that petition. In the show notes, you will also find other organisations which really need our support at the moment. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to keep living the dream.